Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I'm kind of a little nervous right now because we just heard two huge explosion kind of boom sounds here in I'm living in Karlsruhe. Actually, let me show you. I just am on Twitter as well, so you can see others have heard it even in Stuttgart and Esslingen and other places in Germany. And it seems like there were two it seems like it's not a bomb or something. It's just two Eurofighters like getting over that's what I was just reading up, creating a sonic boom because they were like flying really fast. I hope it's just that. I hope nothing exploded or something, but I'm kind of nervous, so in case I have to stop here, if I hear it again, I will probably not continue streaming, just for your information. But I hope that was all. And yeah, just some background. So welcome everyone who's basically here. And I hope Simona is also going to be here. So if Simona, if you're in the chat, please say hi, because we have planned to review today Simona's book track app, to do my first impressions app review for that. And hi, yeah, Simona is here. Hello guys, welcome. And yeah, I will try to stay calm and try to just do it as normal, but I hope that everything will clarify there with the sonic boom. It's really crazy times, and no one wants to hear sounds like really huge booms, two booms like that. Okay, but yeah, before we get to the app review, first, like a quick round of news. So this is the app review we're going to do. Also, let me shout out to. Let me write the links to that in the chat. So, oh, I think that's the wrong one. Okay, let me just show you. So Simone, this is Simone's account, Simone Montalto. Make sure to follow Simone to support the app. Also download the app if you're interested. And one quick shout out or one quick announcement. I wrote an article just yesterday, I think, and released it on my blog. So just go to jihad.medium.com and you'll find it, like jihad.medium.com. And I'm going to write more of these in the coming weeks, and I have one prepared on streaming, so or like a series even. Then last time we failed at one point to get the SwiftUI previews running, and I tweeted about it and just added a screenshot. And then actually Niklas Bülow was very kind enough to basically have a look into it, because it's open source, you can check it out. And then he actually found some workaround, or the cause of the problem was probably core data. So we're going to have a look at that after the app review when we get back to working on Open Focus Timer. And yeah, that's basically the quick round there. And before we get started, let me actually close these things. Yeah, this is the summary of the last stream, what we did last stream, and we're going to continue on that. But before we get to that, we want to actually do our app review. And for the app review, I'm going to go to app reviews, create a new one. Sorry, I forgot to prepare this because I was so, yeah, I had this other topic going on. I usually prepare this right before the stream, but the app we're going to review today is the book track app. Oops. So app review, or just review of a book track. And we have to, of course, replace the URL. Do that quickly. And today is not January anymore. There we go. So we're going to walk basically through this, and we're going to have a look at the store page of the app, so I can give it like a first impressions feedback on that. Then we're going to have a look at the videos and screenshots on the store as well. I'm going to these are like the subpoints. So this is the topic, and then that's the things we're going to check: the description, privacy, availability, etc. Then we're going to move on to the first app use. So I will try to use the app like I would first start it. I haven't actually started the app, I just downloaded it. So if I just show my iPhone connected here, you can see the book track app already downloaded, but I haven't really opened it yet. Iris Mages, hey, I'm new here. How do you pick app for review? Basically, the people can, they contact me on Twitter. So anybody who's interested in me making a first impressions app review, please contact me. And you can find also in the chat, I can write it again. You can find a document which has all the details of the requirements, because I'm not reviewing like apps from large companies or something like that. I'm trying to help indie developers here. So there are some limitations to what I review and also what I can review, like when I need to access my private information, because this is I don't have like a test phone extra. This is my personal phone, so I can't review apps that access personal information, things like that. But yeah. So the second thing we're going to do is first app use. And mostly I'm going to check how much guided I am as a user, then the empty states, the interaction feedback, etc. And the third part is going to be, we're going to try to explore like the features the app has and check for like how much customization is going on. Perfect, interesting idea. Yeah, cool. If you're interested also in me reviewing any of your apps, I think you're also streaming. I guess you also have indie apps, maybe. If you want me to do that, feel free to also contact me. So we're going to check like customizability, feedback, etc., etc. And like always, and we have in the end this overview of rating with all these 10 different categories, let's say, with stars. So I can in the end just share something like a certificate where I can have like, so it's clear to the developer which parts are the parts that need most improvement, that they need probably to work on first to improve the app. And yeah, without further ado, I would say let's get started. So first thing we do, we check the store page, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So let me open the App Store here, and I have already the page open. And we're going to start actually with the app icon. So I will try to, like previously I just wrote down points. I will try to differentiate between things that I just like and that I find really good, and things that maybe could need improvement. So the app icon. First feeling I have when I look at the app icon is I see a book. Like that's the first impression I see. I think that's supposed to be a book, and the app's name is also Book Track. So I'm pretty sure it's a book. And the background is, I would say it's like the Swift colors. Like the Swift icon is kind of similar colors. It's a nice gradient, so it definitely looks nice and fresh. And it looks modern, like a modern app. The icon itself, I would say it looks relatively abstract. So if I look at the icon, it's not like 100% looking like a book right away. It could also be something else, something like a buildings, I don't know. Let me show you something here. Or like in Greece, when you have these old Athens buildings. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like these things here. It looks a little bit like that to me as well. So if you look just at this part here, and you kind of ignore the side parts and you consider them shadow. So that's like one thing that I could have mixed it up with, or thought that it might be. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe it's supposed to be something like that. But it's also clear enough that it's a book. So that's like, once you see the name of the app, it's clear, okay, this is about books. But it's not 100% clear that it's a book, in my opinion. It could be mixed up with other things as well. But other than that, it looks fresh. It looks like very modern. Just from the color scheme, and I think I would say definitely overall fresh and modern look. Book icon clear enough, but book icon could be mixed with something else. Athens building without context, only if there was no context. So if you just want to use this icon as like an advertisement or something like that without any extra data, then I'm not sure if it's 100% clear. And it could probably fix with small adjustments because it's already close to it. Okay, next, the name of the app. So Book Track, Bookshelf Log. So it's called Book Track. So I'm expecting that I can somehow track it's also Bookshelf Log. So I can dump all my books into the app, so I have an overview of which books I own, I guess, And it's also book track, so maybe it's also about my progress in the books, but we'll see. Let's have a look and tracker your reading list. Tracker your, I'm not sure if that's the correct English, just as a small feedback. I think track your reading list is like the action of tracking your reading list, and reading list tracker would be like the name. I'm not sure if that's proper. I'm not native English, so native English speaker, so I might be wrong here as well, but just small feedback there. Let's continue with the description. So what I would read is probably the what's new. I would really kind of skip because I'm not really interested in like what's new as someone who's using it the first time. So let's get to the screenshot. Preview. Track your books and reading habits. And then I can see a list of books with a with library written on top. So clearly this is about tracking my library. That's obvious on first sight, and I can see some books there, Harry Potter books, which I really like, so really good idea, or at least it's something that it's really cool for me, because I'm really a large Harry Potter fan, to see only Harry Potter books listed here. And I think it also makes clear that it's about books, because everyone in the world knows Harry Potter, right? And that it's like a book series. So I guess that this is also helpful to make clear that it's about books. And yeah, what else would I look at? Comprehensive book organization, so I can see some details there. I wouldn't really look into the details because this image here is too small. I wouldn't really check the details. The only thing I really see here when I look at this is that it's a book. I see the book title. I also see the stars, so I can somehow rate, or I can see the rating. That's not clear to me yet from the screenshot, but I get detailed information on the book. And then organize your library. Okay, the design I see here looks reminds me a lot of the Apple Shortcuts app, because I think it looks kind of similar to that, and it gives me the feeling that it's very native designed, so it could be basically an Apple app. So it definitely, like, just from the first impression, is using the iOS system design language, I would say, which is definitely nice, because it's clear that it's kind of clear how to use it then, or how to understand things. And if that's like used in a good way, we'll see later, but that's like my impression that I get from the screenshot. I don't really check if I would look at this, I wouldn't really check the details of what I see in the screen, because it's just too small. Like, I would just see, okay, from the design perspective, it's kind of okay. They're using like native looks and native look and feel. But yeah, I wouldn't really check the rest. This one definitely looks a little more interesting. Like, I want to have a look at what's in there, but the text at the top and things like that, I would say they're too small. I would really not read it, but I see read more books, so I guess it's kind of a statistic tracking feature, which motivates me to maybe read more books. So that's what this could be. And yeah, that's what this screen seems to communicate to me. Your favorite quotes. Oh, cool. So I can like collect my quotes. This is really useful because I love a lot of Dumbledore quotes, and actually want to have them somewhere with the ones I like. And this might actually be a feature that I really need. So that's, and also from the design perspective, just from this small image, I think the structure already looks like very clean and very clear, and I like that the quotes have shadows behind like this thing. For me, it really looks nice, so I'm really looking forward to this feature. Oops, so many screenshots. So I wouldn't actually have a look like this. I'm trying to do this the way that I think I would actually use this when I would just download it randomly. And I think by now I would think, okay, those are too many screenshots. Let me just scroll to the end and just read the titles. I wouldn't look into the images anymore. So visualize trends. Okay, I see, you can see some trends. Find your next book to buy. Okay, a wish list feature. Track your digital and paper books. So many features. So that's already my impression. Many features in this app, which is really cool. Track your digital and paper books. Okay, add series, comments, and quotes. Kind of repetitive, so I see that this is a different place in the app, but I just want to know the general features that this app has, and this feels like repeated because I already know that you can have like quotes. And I don't quite get the series comments thing. Is this like ratings and comments, like a social network kind of comments? I'm curious. And widgets, so that's something I want to know, that we have widget support here, which is cool. So that's that. I would say the only improvable thing is no video, and I think nearly every app could really profit from having a video of one workflow. In this case, I'm not sure if this really adds that much because there's nothing that is like a process. It's more like smaller, like it's a collection of smaller features. So I'm not sure if a video was really needed here. But at least not one, no videos provided, so that could be improved. But I guess not a big issue. Positive, clearly showing off some features. Nice and easy looks with title. That's like a separate point. Nice and easy looks with titles at the top. I mean, that's a default one, but it's a really effective one. And some really nice design and clean design. Showing off already. Cool. That's the videos and screenshots part. And let's get to the description. And at the description, I will again just go onto it like I would do on most apps. So what I would actually read is the excerpt that we can see there. So Book Track is an iPhone, iPad, and Mac app that can track your books, both the ones you own and the ones you hope to own in the future. So this is, I think, a summary of what the app does. And I really like it, to be honest. So it's really clear what this app is about. Really clear excerpt of what the app does. But I have to say that the description here is something that I would already, like, it doesn't add much information on top of the app's title. So the app's name is already, like in the app name, you can already see it's a bookshelf log, it's a book tracker. So this doesn't really add much information other than that it supports iPhone, iPad, and Mac. So that's the extra information I get here, which is really great. Other than that, it's still a good summary. So improvable, maybe, really clear, and extra information compared to title that iPad and Mac are supported. Improvable, maybe add extra context or features rather than repeating the app title. Just an idea. It doesn't have to be like that. It's good as it is. And then I would probably open the full text just to see if I can quickly see what other features I have here. And the really first impression I get when I open this, it's so much text. I have the feeling this is just a lot of text. At least there are like sections. So what I would actually do, I would read the first few words of each section. So the first one is avid readers know how difficult. Okay, so I get already the impression that this section is for really book lovers who read a lot of books. But I would probably not continue reading. I would just try to figure out what the app does later. Book Track is a free app, limited to 20 books. So that's something that I would actually read. And then I would continue read on because this is about now the payment, and that's something I really want to know. So a single in-app purchase unlocks support for unlimited books across iPhone. So only one in-app purchase, so no a subscription model there. A separate purchase required to unlock the full Mac app. Okay, so the Mac app has extra. That's something that I will read, and I really like that it's clearly documented here. So that's also really good. The pricing model is documented and transparent in description. But first section, a large blob of text wouldn't read. Then we have some like points. So these are like, this is like a list of things, a synchronized list of books and information, and then some text that adds some extra. Easy and comprehensive book organization, cool. Quote saving, all the stats right where you'll see them. Support for importing books from services like Goodreads, cool. I can import books from other services. That sounds nice. And I do read the two words PDF and CSV here, just because they are like uppercase, I guess. I just saw them with my eye. So I would see like, okay, we have some kind of export feature as well. deep integration with iOS and macOS. Privacy, book track doesn't collect your personal. That's cool to hear. So the rest I really like. So the first section, I don't like that it's like a large blob of text. Maybe it could be restructured to be a list or something like that. But the other ones, other sections are like list of features with title. I think that's like a clear structure, clear and like peekable structure. Cool. Let's move on to the privacy part. So it's already mentioned privacy, so let's read that. Book track doesn't collect any of your personal data and doesn't track you in any way. Books should be fun, not another reason to worry about your data privacy. I totally agree. Well, let's also check the app privacy. So we can see it says data not collected, which doesn't mean there is no data collected at all. Apple still collects some download data, and this app privacy thing has some exemptions where you can collect data without you need to mention them here. But it sounds like no data collected, so let's check the developer's privacy policy actually. The privacy policy. Your privacy is important. It is my policy to respect your privacy. Okay. The first thing I noticed on the privacy positive, already mentioned in description. Also the privacy policy website. Policy website is relatively short, which is a good sign. And also it makes me, if I'm really interested in privacy, I would actually read it. But what I wouldn't do in like a really long law kind of text where all the different things are mentioned here. So, but I would like I would try to just peek here and see quickly what like what's written here. And that's something I'm missing, is policy could be more peekable by, for example, highlighting keywords or providing a list of the most important things, or somehow making it more clear what's written there, because I don't have the time, or I don't want to read all the text here. So that's small feedback there, but overall this is looking really good. So no data collected sheet, which is great. Next up, availability. So let's check if we are on multiple platforms, and we already know that we are. And we should also be able to see this because it should be listed here: iPad, iPhone, and I guess the Mac app is a separate app, but we know already iPad and Mac support it. Then we have languages. How many languages? We already see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 languages I see. So it's English plus 7 more languages, which is great. 8 languages supported already. And for an indie developing app, I think 8 languages is really great already. I think those are also the most common languages. Maybe Portuguese. Portuguese is there too. Probably Portuguese Brazilian is more, there are more people I think that speak that, but I think that's like Portuguese, I think works for them too. So I think there's like no issue there. Obviously more languages could be added, but I think for an indie app that's a good start. So I will not put it as a negative point. That's great. Sounds good to me. Overall impression. Yeah, I'm not going to write anything else. Yeah, it does look professional. Looks very professional. I don't have any problems with the store, so I think the store part is really great. So let's move on to the first app use, the really interesting part. So I'm going to start the app now, and we're going to have a look at different parts, and I will summarize them here later. So let's just try out the app. Starting book track. Okay, started the app, and the first thing I recognized is I first started the app, and then I had an animation on top. So I already know what I see now. This is not the app. This is just something that's probably going to guide me. And let's just have a look at that. What's new in book track? Add new books. So it tells me that's something that's always interesting for me, is even if I install the app for the first time, I still get the what's new page, which I'm not sure if that's like good at all times. I think we're going to skip the break during the app review. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, or actually let me remove the timer there. So I'm not sure if that's a good idea for all apps to show like the newest features. At the same time, you're communicating to the user, hey, this app gets updated regularly. So that's definitely also a positive on first app start. But what I actually want to have on first app start is I just want to know like how I can use things and what the app is about. So this is something to just consider there. I don't want to put it positive or negative, just consider maybe not showing it for the people opening the app the first time. I know it can be hard to know if they're really opening it the first time. Maybe they installed it before and reinstalled it. I know it's hard, so I think that's fine, as long as this is not going to be a long process. So let's just say continue here, and it disappears right away, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to consider this to be the screen that came up right after App Start, and see this as the like the introduction, because yeah, the screen that we just saw is more about what's new. So okay, first impressions. I'm seeing one screen that I've seen already in the screenshots, which is great, and this is also the one which has the very native kind of design. So what I first look at is I have this library, wish list, statistics, and quotes. So these are the things I'm probably collecting, or the main features, or the main, let's say they could be basically the tabs here at the bottom, right? And you decided to design it this way, and there might be a reason for it. But that's like the first thing I recognize. What I also see is there are 3 icons here. I can guess what this means, like, or I'm not really sure what this means. Maybe how much I've read. I have no idea what this means, just a circle. This probably is something I've completed, but I don't know what I've completed. Is it completed books? Is it completed pages? Not sure. And this is kind of not really clear. Maybe bookmarks, but doesn't really look like bookmarks. I mean, and then we have the bookmark icon on wish list. Quotes icon is clear, statistics icon is clear, library, I'm not sure this, yeah, I guess this is clear too. This looks a lot like the Apple iBooks apps icon, so I think it relates to library. Wish list, I guess, is also fine, because like you're bookmarking the books that you want to read later, not the pages, but I don't know what these are about, but we will have to try out. The cool thing here, and on the guidance thing, is there are a lot of plus icons. So I have a plus icon here, and they also have a call to action. So if I want to add a location, I just click that. If I want to add tags, I just click that, add series, things like that. And I guess this is adding a book. I'm not sure yet, but I would say there's not a like, no one is holding your hand and guiding you through the app. That's not what's happening here, but there are call to actions. And there are things that probably I would just click just to try out things. But actually, the first thing I would click here is the library. So let me try that out. Okay, so I click the library, and again, we have a clear empty screen. Add books to your list by tapping the plus icon. It's telling me what I need to do, and there's a plus icon at the top. Even cooler if I had also in the middle of the screen another plus icon extra, or even just if I could click this or something like that, tap here or something like that. And also this is like put at the top. It could be at the center of the screen, but it's like always a trade-off. Kind of looks a little weird to me because it's so much at the top. Maybe it should be put a little down, or just the center of the screen, I don't know, but like not a big deal. And it's clear though what to do on the screen. I'm not just sure, I know what to do with the plus, but I'm not sure what this button does. But I would go back probably and just see if all these look the same. And okay, statistics already looks different. And we do have an empty state here where basically I can see already all the statistics, but I don't have the data yet. But I can already guess like what kind of data I will see if I continue using the app, which is, I think, great. So definitely positive is all the empty states are really great. Basically empty states available everywhere with clear call to actions. Improvable, just small, oh no, this is wrong section, of course. This is empty states. A small thing is maybe center the empty state content, but it's a trade-off. That's not something you have to change. And here, it kind of looks empty, But I do know what things I can see, and I'm guessing that I can scroll here too, because it's like cut off at the left side. So that's that. I don't know what this icon means. So is this like a trend thing? Like how much it changed from last time? And you're just showing this because nothing changed? It's like on the same level? But I don't know why like the arrow goes into both directions. Yeah, we'll try to figure out later, but it's not clear to me, just a small feedback. And today, current month, yeah, kind of clear. Let's go back and quotes, same thing here. Okay, I'm wondering here why there's just a plus icon here, because the other ones had like nicer icons. It was about books. This was about books too. Yeah, they could be like a quote kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe a sample quote from like a very, very famous sample quote shown here or something like that. But cool. Let's see what the plus icon does here. Oh, I can... Okay, the plus icon has multiple features. I can search online, scan barcode, or manually insert. Oh, okay, so it's related to like how I want to add the book. Yeah, let's try that out. Let me search online. Okay, I get into the screen, and in this screen, like I recognize when I open the screen, it looks different, and then the search gets like the first responser. It gets like highlighted, so I can right away start typing, which is great. But the animation doesn't look perfect yet. There is something that's feeling weird. Yeah, it's because something is disappearing above that. Yeah, it's the search title. The search title doesn't animate to the navigation bar properly, but that's a small issue just we found there. Let's search for something here. Obviously, we're going to search for Harry Potter. Okay, I don't get auto completion. I don't get a live search. That's something that could be definitely improved. So let's go. Automatic. I really like automatic highlighting. What's happening here? Automatic highlighting of the search input field. Improvable is autocomplete or live search, which are basically the same thing or feel like the same thing. Well, let's do the search. Okay, I noticed when I click search, clicking the, I think it was the done button, the search button. It's German though. Why is it German? Let's change it to English. There we go. Clicking the search button. There's like a delay after clicking the search button until showing progress indicator. I like that there is a progress indicator. Progress indicator for search, which is important. But like if I search for Harry Potter 2, for example, you see it's like coming a little later. And that's something that feels off. I'm like wondering for like a second, like what's going on? Did it understand what I did? Does the app even work? And then I get the feedback. Also, I can see at the top one that there is no title, so I'm not sure if that's a data issue. Let's have a look at that. Okay, we go back, like the German one. How does it know to search in German for German? Because my device is set to English. Probably, is it trying out, is it like checking my location somehow? My rough location? That's something you can maybe clarify, Simone, as you're here. Harry Potter, let's try Deathly Hallows. Also, I recognized just while I was searching that there were two indicators, one here and one here, which is okay, I guess. But it's kind of distracting. You're not sure where to look at, so maybe you want to disable one of them. But it's showing me not the English one. And I also see the, I think this is the German picture. Okay, that's correct. Anyways, let's add this to the library. So first let me see the information. So I like this animation of the title, which is looking much larger here, and then it's animating there. That's definitely cool. Then we see like all the different categories it is at. So these are categories, I guess, right? One thing I can recognize here is you're probably not using, like if you get this as a list, you're probably not using a list formatter because there's no and here at the end. That's something you could use if you want to combine it into a text. But what's even more, what would look even better is if you had them look like what Android calls chips. Like you have like, let me show you Android chip, then you'll understand what I mean. Oh, not that chip. Yeah, something like this. Then it will be clearer that you were talking about categories there that are separate from each other. Otherwise, this could look like it's a description. That's what my first impression was, that it's like the excerpt of what the book is about. But we do have a description here. Publisher and ISBN, looking clean. And what is the 0%? I guess that's like my progress. Oh, I can click on it. Okay, I didn't really know that I could click on it. I was just trying to figure out what it does, and so I clicked on it, but it was not apparent right away that I could click on it because it has the exact same design as these non-interactable, I guess. Yeah, these shadowy blocks of contents. And this looks exactly the same. It doesn't have any extra color maybe that hints that this is maybe clickable. Maybe you could add like a I don't know, maybe a badge color and a corner what's called color at the outsides, maybe something like that, or just a different shadow. Maybe you make them pulsating or something like that. Anything, or you just change the color of the content, something like that, to make it more clear that you can click on it. I can see, I can read. Okay, I'm not going to rate every, oh, cool. It syncs with the thing at the top. Oh, so much details here. And I can, okay. So I see like there's a lot of features here, and I will not be able to rate every screen here and give feedback on every screen due to time restrictions. So I will try to focus on the most important ones. So let's continue here. Can click on it. Can I long press? Yeah, cool. That's exactly what I was hoping. So I can remove it here, duplicate. So definitely one thing I like is that there's like expected interactions do work, e.g. long press on a book. We have duplicate, we have add to wish list, to read and read. Okay, maybe that's just the translation wording issues, but I mean, the problem with the word read is that it could be like in both in the present tense and in the past tense, it's the same thing, right? And you never know, is it like the present one now? Is it the past one? So to read is clear. This is like to read in the future, but this is not clear. Like, is it like an action you want to start reading or not? The icon somehow clarifies that, but I would also change the wording here, maybe to completed reading, read in the past, yeah, completed, maybe just something like that. When I click it, it gets a different icon. So how can I revert that to read? Oh, so the icon with the eyes, I guess, is that I'm currently reading it. I say like, okay, and go back. Yeah, I think that means I'm currently reading it. So yeah, I just learned what the icon does, but it wasn't obvious to me. So you may want to either teach the user what this icon means somewhere at the beginning of the app, or like it doesn't have to be like a walkthrough. You could also just go like here below this icon or above it, you just write, at least for like the first few days of or moments of using the app, what this icon means, because it's not clear to me. And now I'm guessing that this means it's unread, but it's like bookmarked. It's basically to read. So I would definitely write titles here: to read, currently reading, completed, something like that. Yeah, I mean, now I learned, but I guess yeah, everyone probably would learn, but it will be a better onboarding experience to teach right. So let's add this to the wish list. What happens then? Do I have to? Okay, okay, now it's in the wish list. I see. It's in the wish list, but still it's like in progress. I'm currently reading. Yeah, that's like feels like inconsistent to me. If I put something into the wish list, it should mean that I haven't read it. Or is the wish list also so I can say like I'm interested in buying the book and I had like lent it from someone and started reading and I didn't complete and now I want to buy it and continue. It can make sense, probably, I guess. And it's also my fault if I add wrong data. So I think that's fine. One book here in my wish list, and we have a library. Now we have some statistics here. So today I have read, and now we can see, yeah, that was like I was guessing that you're using this icon for like it didn't change, so it's staying at the same level. And this is like, okay, I have made improvements, and I guess it goes down also when I have not improved. I think this icon, because it goes to both directions, isn't the best one. I would just use the one which goes into one direction. I think that's like more common for like a trend kind of icon. But I guess that there is no perfect solution for that. And we can see data. Oh, I can click on that. That's interesting. I just clicked on this bar, and when clicking on it, it showed me this book. Can I click other days as well? Yeah, I can click other day. That's cool. That I can basically explore the app from everywhere. But it wasn't obvious to me that I would be able to do that. So just small feedback. Can I click on this? No. This, no. Okay. Oh, this one works. So I clicked it. Clicking this works. Clicking this didn't do anything. Clicking this also didn't do anything. I have the feeling that it's not always clear where I can click and where I can not click. So maybe you want to think about some kind of UI indication of making clear what can be clicked and what cannot. It could just be a really small indication. It could be a specific color that you have somewhere here. It could be a small icon. It could also be a change in the shadow. It could be anything. Just that everything that's clickable has this thing and everything that's not doesn't have it. The Apple idea for this actually is the tint color, because you can see every clickable thing gets the tint color. And I guess because you're using the tint color as well, this does work, and that's probably also why I tried to click this. But clicking this also works, and there is no tint color here, so maybe to improve that. So interaction feedback. Yeah, this is like many things clickable also. Improvable. Indicate always what's clickable and what's not. And also we had for the guidance, I think indicate, I'm talking about these three icons now, what the three icons without titles mean. And you don't have to make it the same level of black text. You can also just use gray here and make it small, but I think there is a need for indication what this means. And there is also a couple of, there's plenty of space here, so you could use that space. You could put that at the left, for example, something like that. Guidance, mostly empty states. And call to actions. Also, app is very intuitive because they're like obvious interactions, kind of, with just clicking plus and things like that. And can I long press here? No, I can just press once. Okay, just as a feedback, like I kind of wanted to click these things, but I can imagine even users who just open this and they're not sure, or they're not aware that they can click these things because they don't really look clickable. They look more like informative. They're like showing you some data. It looks already like almost like statistics, and that's really something. Yeah, I'm not sure how many users would think that, and at some point you just try to click it because you're asking yourself like, what other thing, how can I interact with this app otherwise? So I guess they will figure it out, but it could be more clear. Cool, that's my first app. The first app usage is about, I want to know what this app is about after downloading it, and I think we have pretty much completed that. I wouldn't really click add location, add tags, or add series because I guess I know what these are on my first app usage. Maybe I would go into settings, and yeah, we will figure that out later. I would probably more like go into here and try to do more things here. Like, how can I share things? I can save as image, okay. Can I click these things? Loaned book, quotes, that's cool. I can select a contact here. And I can add a quote from the book, and I have to enter the quote myself. So that's like a bummer that I can't just somehow magically get the content here. But I totally see why that's the case, because like of rights issues and you can't have all the books in here. Yeah, maybe there is like something like a search API where you can search for the page and something like that, and then you get the content. Or you could like make a screenshot from another app. For example, if I bought the book and there's actually there's an icon saying take a picture. That's cool. I'm not going to do that right now. But I see that there is a take a picture. Oh, okay. What I just had as an idea, actually you have that already. That's cool. That's exactly what I want to say. Like make a screenshot either from a different screen, from the iBooks app, for example, where maybe I bought the book or I'm actually reading it as a real book, and I just want to take a and make OCR. That's cool. So I think my favorite quote from Dumbledore. I don't know the English one. Dumbledore. 4 words. There's this one quote. Yeah, there we go. Nitwit, blubber, oddman, tweak. This is my famous quote from him. Now we can just type it in. So what do we have here? Nitwit, blubber, oddman, tweak. Okay, one small feedback too is I'm not always clear if I'm actually if things are automatically saving or if I have to click something to save. That's like, because there are many apps where you type things here and then you go back and things are gone. I see that this is probably saving things automatically. Yeah, it does, but I don't have clearage about it. I'm not clear about it. So maybe that's something you either want to state somewhere, like everything is saved always right away. Maybe you just want to state it somewhere at your front screen, or maybe just show some text somewhere here that makes that clear on first time, like going into the screen, that always you just show it once and then it's clear from there on. Or okay, I can learn it the hard way just by trying out, but yeah, just a small thing could be improved. Now I expect it to be in the quotes. It is in the quotes, but I don't see how many quotes I have. It could be on purpose, I don't know, because maybe you have so many quotes that you really don't want to know. But it kind of feels inconsistent to have the numbers here and there, but not here. I would probably want to see the quotes, and I can search the quotes. That's cool. Okay, it's not clear to me if this is a live search. Let's try the words. Yeah, it is a live search. You could highlight here the matching part. That's like something that could be improved. Just a small thing there as well. But looking good. I can add from here as well. I can add the book okay, I can select the book. I cannot add the book from here. Can I somehow change this red thing on the left here? This here. Maybe I want to like have different kind of quotes. Maybe some quotes that I find inspiring, some quotes that I don't know. Maybe some quotes about Harry Potter, some quotes about Lord of the Rings, maybe some quotes from specific characters. Maybe I want to highlight them differently. And I'm wondering if this is possible or not. Let me try the tags feature. So we're already getting to the next part, to the app features exploration, what other things we can find in the app. So let's try that out. So I'm adding a tag. Okay, I can, like, the tag has a color that's obviously immediately clear to me. And I can add a text here. So let's say Dumbledore, for example. Let's just go for DD. And maybe I want to have a Severus Snape quote as well. And then can I change the color? I think I can. Okay, I'm just trying to click on this because I want to edit the color, but it doesn't work. And that's something I would expect. Also, one thing I noticed is that there is a lot of spacing in between these. Doesn't look that natural to me. It's a little bit too much, but I want to edit them and I can't. I have to click edit first, Now I can click, okay. The touch area was a little small, so maybe you wanna make it bigger. But now let's go with something dark maybe for a Slytherin we go green. And for Dumbledore, who was I think a Gryffindor, we go red. Or more like this red. Okay. Now I can close it by swiping, and I can see them here. Okay. Now let's try to change this quote to always. A quote from Snape. And now I want to somehow select this tag, and I'm not sure how to do it. Long press. No, okay, maybe I can't specify tags for quotes. So Simone, also another question, like, is that possible somehow that I can select a tag for a quote, or is that something that is just not there? Am I even live? Because no one is writing in the chat, I'm not sure. Statistics. Okay, probably I can assign yeah, I can see them here now. So one feedback here is if I had like 20 or 30 tags, what would happen here? Would I have to scroll for that? Would that even work? That's something I'm wondering right now. But I can add the tag Dumbledore and Severus Snape here. Okay, tags only work for books, so that's also not clear. Maybe you want to just rename this to book tags or tag your books or something like that. Because I really care more about tagging quotes actually, because quotes is a really cool feature here for me, and it looks like I can just collect them and they always have this red color there. So maybe more functionality could be added to the quotes. Statistics. I can even switch between years. In the library, let's do a manual insert. I can, okay, select an image here. I can add a location. What about the locations? Like, is it about locations where I read the book, or is it where I have it from? I'm not really clear what this location feature does. I don't know. Or where the book is, maybe. Is that it? So it's like at my home, or the room where it is, maybe? I guess that's that. Add location, home. Why doesn't it work? I'm trying to select, like this looks like select the location from, I'm trying to select the location, I select home, and then I'm here in this screen, bookcase. Okay, I don't really get that. Is it like the different, and then I have shelves? I guess that's for a librarian, probably. Like for me, just having books at my home, I'm not really clear what this is about, but my timer also saying basically that we are over an hour, so I should get the feed and the review complete here. But I can see, at least here again, I'm missing like a guidance on the location feature. I don't really get that. Why I have to select 3 things? I guess that's like for librarians. This is interesting. Paper book, digital book. Okay. Others. Oh, rolling is already in here. I can select tags, series, language, release date. That's cool. Okay, saving doesn't work and I don't get any feedback. Let's get back to here. No feedback when not possible to save a book. So I don't know why it's not working, and I don't even when I'm scrolling through the screen, there is no red error or something like that. So maybe I'm missing some field that is required, but there is no feedback which field that is. Clicking save doesn't do anything. So that didn't work. Maybe a small bug there. I'm going to refresh my chat because really I don't see anyone writing in the chat. I wonder if that's because of... no, still no extra things here. Okay. So that's the features. Let's check out the settings as well. So I can manage tags, which I can also do here, right? Can I swipe? Okay, I can now swipe here. So I have to go to the settings to manage the text. Same with series, probably with others as well. The categories, I guess, as well. Loaned out, okay, cool feature there. I can import. Book track supports CSV format. Okay, I can import from CSV and from Goodreads and things like that. I can export either as CSV or PDF. Let's try that out. Okay, Book Track Pro. So this is a feature that is limited to Pro users. And this is also a nice screen where you're basically saying, yeah, introducing yourself and trying to tell the user which features they would get if they bought the book, and also images from you, so it's clear like who I'm going to support, which is definitely a nice touch there, and the price and resource purchases. Pretty much cool and simple, basically screen. I like it, everything is readable, so all clear there. Delete all books, select app icon, cool. So I can select a different app icon. Let's try with this one. Okay, it's a pro feature. Reduce vibrations. What is that? So I do get vibrations for some features. That's something. Hide wishlist from read list. I don't understand what this does. Hide wishlist from read list. What's the read list? I don't know what the read list is, so I don't know what this thing does. So that's also something you might want to iterate on the wording, or just teach the user the term read list. Then we have an about page. One thing I recognize here, by the way, is that here you're using the full width for this here, but the entries here are not really using the full width. And it kind of looks weird. It looks like you have like a table in a table, and that's why it has extra gaps in here, and also kind of looks smaller, like the icons and the text, than the rest of the app. So maybe I would make that a little larger too. Kind of looks small. We have the about page with some links to community, website, Twitter, Facebook. That's cool. I can leave a review. Not do that right now. And send an email. The version number is there. Cool. Ah, okay, now I get it. This is a button. Okay, this is something that was also not clear to me. I thought this is just like an indicator of like, this is the app. I didn't see this unlock all features, and this pro thing, this was not really inviting to me. This didn't give me the feeling I get something extra if I click that. It was, again, feeling more informative. So I would definitely make this more highlighted with more color in the background, for example, or like a badge here that's saying like, maybe the price should be here, or probably not the price. But this is pro, like this didn't give me the feeling I get something extra, and this is even clickable. Yeah, I think that's something that could use improvements. You will get more users actually buy it, I think, because some probably never saw this. And if I don't go to like extra features like export, I never see that I actually have to click this, as long as I have less than 20 books, I think it was, which is probably what you planned it to be like. And if you don't want people to recognize that this is clickable, then this is also a success. But yeah, probably that's not what you want. Okay, but that's basically our look into the features. And I think the customizability, we do have a custom app icon. We can't adjust the color scheme as far as I could see. Color scheme, not adjustable. Also the app icons, as far as I could remember, they were like, just different background colors, which is, I guess, fine. The feedback reporting bugs is, I think we did have that. So leave a review we have, send an email we have. So email button exists. Also, I saw that there is like a community link. I guess that you can also give feedback there on Reddit, okay. Reddit community, Twitter account. I think that's fine for like the first version. System integration. So we did hear, or we did see that there is widget support. So let's try that out. Book track app. Okay, first we can see information like how much we have read today, the last 10 days. That's cool. We can see the progress of a selected book. So many widgets, so that's definitely really a plus here. And this is like the progress of a book again. This is the progress of a book over time. This is like the same with colorful background. And then we have quotes here as well. That's cool. Really nice. Let me just select this one here. Let's try to edit the widget, and then we can select the book here. It's nice. And it does work. That's cool. So widget support. I wonder if we can also search for Deathly Hallows here, and if it looks up. Deathly Hallows. No, it doesn't look like it. So one thing that could be improved is Siri, or I don't remember the name of the API, but basically search or content search support, because then I could basically just search here and I would see your app entry here, and this would automatically bring me to the app, to the book in the app. Other than that, let's try out if there is any Siri shortcut integrations. So let me open the Shortcuts app, and let's just add a new one, an app, add from an app, the book. Select. Okay, we do have integrations, so we can select the book, get all books, modify book details, update book progress, insert book. This is cool. Current page of book, really nice. That's really, really cool. So it does have widget support. It also has Siri or shortcut support. Let's say shortcuts support. So you have like intents and things like that. Really, really cool system integration level there. I really like it. Accessibility. Let's try that out. So I'm going to open your app, and we're just going to check. Like first things first. The text. Some texts are kind of small. And let's first try out if we can adjust the dynamic size and if it will make any changes. So display text size, larger text, larger, not needed. Let's just make it really large. Let's see what the app, okay, the app changes text size everywhere basically. Also in the settings, so it's reacting to dynamic type. Dynamic type supported. Nanchi, hello Swift developer. Hi, welcome to the stream and thank you for writing in the chat. How are you doing, Nanchi? Are you a Swift developer as well? Yeah, you are. You said fellow Swift developer. How are things going for you? Dynamic type supported, and then next we want to check also if VoiceOver properly works, and I have to read out what basically VoiceOver is saying, because you can't hear it. Only I will be hearing it, but 1, 2, 3. Let's make the 3 times press. Now VoiceOver is activated. I'm just going to try to navigate through the screen. It's reading out the text basically. Okay, VoiceOver I think is not properly supported because it's telling me that this is statistics, and it's telling me the number, for example. That's more important. I get, for example, the number 1, but without context. And for accessibility with proper labels, if I have a number like that, I should also have the related thing that this number relates to, and it should read maybe something like wish list 1 book or something like that. Doing great. I'm just slowly discovering the Swift community on Twitch lately. Haha. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Swift community on Twitch is also relatively new. Like it's not a big thing yet still, but I'm hoping that it's going to become bigger over time, and that people are going to be able to learn from this and profit from it. Basically, I'm streaming because I want Swift developers to be able to ask me anything. So feel free also to ask me anything you're interested in, and just look over my shoulders when I'm developing the Open Focus Timer app later, or reviewing an app right now. So for this one here, it's just telling me it's 0 without any context, and it's not highlighting anything else than that. So definitely VoiceOver optimization is not there yet. But I can click that. So what I'm doing, by the way, with my fingers, I'm just swiping here right and left. That's how I can interact with VoiceOver the easiest way. Let's see if I can search. Let's try out the settings. Okay, these icons are also just read out as, it's basically saying here, stack of books. And then the text, and then painter's palette, it says. Left, right arrow. So it doesn't really have optimization for VoiceOver yet. So let me turn it off. So it kind of works. VoiceOver works for most or some part, because very many texts in app, but definitely improvable. Provide context for numbers. We could also check the. We could have checked the statistics screen, which I'm not going to do now to save time, but because other screens were not optimized for that, I'm guessing that is also not optimized. Provide context for numbers and purple labels for icons, or exclude them if they're not really needed. I need to learn more about the iOS accessibility features. The most important API you need to learn about, in my opinion, or there may be two. One is accessibility labels. So you should definitely learn about basically how, oops, we are talking about iOS here. And if you're using SwiftUI, it's also relatively easy. So accessibility label you have basically on every view, and you can provide just a text representation of the content. That's definitely something I would recommend. And you need that mostly when you have, for example, numbers and things like that. You need to provide context in some way. And if you have icons or images, you need to provide a text for that. And the second thing, the other thing is maybe like excluding things that are not just decorative. So the screen reader doesn't even go over that. Like these icons, maybe they're just decorative and it shouldn't be read out loud. Then for custom views, like if you have a really custom view in SwiftUI, you can actually provide a accessibility alternative view. For example, if you have like a custom picker that's really fancy, circular thing or something like that, or like a scroll view or something like that, you can provide a simple list view as an alternative accessibility view. And then for the screen reader, it will be just a list. And for the user who's seeing that, it's basically a complex view. But yeah, you can read up more about it. Let's finish up the review here. So accessibility could be improved. Error handling, I didn't see errors, so error handling definitely error missing on Monsieur B. Thank you very much for your subscription. Thank you very much. It's really appreciated, and it's already the second month, so thank you for that, and welcome to the stream as well. Yeah, really cool to see people subscribe. It's a really cool thing, a new thing for me as well. And Monsieur B, shout out to you. Monsieur B is also streaming too, so everybody make sure to also follow Monsieur B. Let's go to Twitch here. Twitch, Monsieur. Did I write that right? Monsieur B. There you go. Make sure to follow Monsieur B as well. Are you streaming right now and you're watching my stream during stream? Did I get that right? I'm not sure. You're live on my stream? That's really cool. So yeah, cool thing there. Thank you for mentioning me in your stream. I just showed your screen as well. Okay, but let's get this finished. So Error was missing on why I can't save a book when creating manually. And otherwise, there were no errors really, so I guess progress was shown when the search was going on in search, so I like that part. Okay, let's get to the rating part, which is the last part, to summarize basically what we've seen here. Inception, haha, yeah, true. That was like an inception. And maybe we can plan an inception and do it properly next time. This was just really, yeah, spontaneous thing here. Okay, rating with stars. So accessibility, we're going to go through this in a sorted, like alphabetical order. Accessibility, we saw that localization was given, so we have it available in 8 languages. The texts were legible, we have dynamic type support. Voiceover support isn't proper there yet, but dynamic text is there, so there is something to improve, and I think voiceover is quite important to support, so I think close to 3 stars, but I have to stay with 2 stars for now. Yeah. Next is customization. Colors, app icon, notifications. So I did want to customize the colors of like the quotes I had here. I wasn't able to do that. Also the app theming I can't customize. Notifications not there, but I can customize the app icons, so I think there is room for improvement, but there is also many things already provided. Then going to design, the colors, the navigation. Navigation was really simple, it was really intuitive. The icons I think mostly made sense. I think only this icon wasn't clear to me at the beginning, but all other icons I think are relatively clear. Consistency, the design definitely is consistent all across, although I just recognized that these things here don't have the same shadow as, like, if I go into this. So this thing here has a shadow, and the screen before here, these fields don't have a shadow. Maybe that's on purpose, but everything looks pretty consistent anyways. It's definitely a platform fit. It looks like an Apple iOS app. Do you normally use NS localized screening for localization? That's an interesting question to ask, because I'm actually I'm going to answer that question in a minute. Okay, let me finish this up first. So design, yeah, basically the design is really great. So 3 stars there. Feedback, bug reporting. So we can provide any email feedback. There is also a community. Not a user forum yet, but I think for any developer, that's basically what you need to provide. Maybe there could be a community forum or something like that, but that's also something for later. I guess that everything that's really important is there. Onboarding, store, guide, empty states, problem statement. So I really like the whole store thing. So I think the store entry is really great. That's definitely something cool. Just small improvements, like the first text entry was too much text in my opinion, but really great there. Then the guide in the app is kind of missing. There is only a what's new thing appearing, and while you don't need a walkthrough, like on first app start showing the walkthrough, you don't need that, but I would have expected, for example, here these things to have like labels and things like that, and other things I have mentioned. So there is some room for improvements. There were features that I didn't get, like also in the settings. What is this? Hide wish list from read list. Still not clear. So some more guidance could be needed. Empty states are really on point though. And the problem statement, also what this app is for, is really clear. If I had like 2.8 stars, I would do that. But because the guidance part needs some improvements, I'm not sure if I should give 3 stars here, and I will go with 2. Then we have privacy. I think this is really easy. I think that's really great. Although I had some suggestions for improvements on the privacy policy itself, I think it's totally fine. It's small enough, and no data being tracked is really great always to have. Reliability, performance, stability, bug freeness, and offline mode. So the app was working. I didn't check if if the search is working offline and what's going to happen. Let's actually quickly do that. So if I wanted to add like this here, and I just go to my internet, let's just go to the developer settings here. Let's just turn on network link conditioner. Let's just make this 100% loss. Let's search for Harry Potter now. It still works, which doesn't make any sense. let's go to very bad network. Let's try Lord of the Rings. Lord of, let's just try like that. So still the progress indicator is kind of starting late. I also see the color is changing. That's really nice animation there. Ergun Cengiz, hello, now I can improve myself at Swift. What kind of way should I use? Okay, so many new people in the chat. I'm going to finish off this app review and then I'm going to answer your questions. So please stay tuned for like 2 more minutes. This does look like it does work. So let's turn this off again. Okay, so reliability, stability, everything working great. Actually, performance was great. And it does work also with bad network. Sure. Simplicity, intuitive, focused, convenience, absolutely clear what it's about. It's also very intuitive, like for most part. Lord of Roses, what is that? System integration, widgets, shortcuts, content search. Content search is missing, but that's not something that I'm going to miss. So it's definitely also 3 stars. System integration, they're really cool to have shortcut support and widget support, and so many widgets also. Value delivery, idea, concept, attention to detail. So I did see that some animations even, but that's excitement. Value delivery, I think if you're a book lover and you have many books you're reading and you want to read and things like that, you definitely want to use an app like this. And I think this app with the quotes feature and the statistics also, and I think even it has some support for like with the location feature for like tracking where your books are at. I think this is the perfect app and it really solves the issue really well. So 3 stars here. Thank you for following Ergun Cengiz. Thank you very much. You love my guitar picture. That's cool to hear. Okay, excitement, interaction feedback, graphics, sound effects. So I didn't really hear any sound effects to be honest, but I'm not sure. Maybe that's because I'm not connected to the phone directly. Although I should hear everything that the phone makes. But I turned this on later. Maybe there was some. But the graphics, I did see like when you go onto a book, this kind of book getting smaller, which was nice. And other than that, I'm not sure if there are many animations, but this definitely syncs properly live, which is also nice. Other than that, not too many animations, but I think this book thing definitely is a plus. So I think this again earns another 2 stars here. And this brings us to overall 29 points. And this is, I believe, the highest rating we had so far. And I also, that goes in line with basically what how I, like from my feeling, would rate this app. I think it's really, checking many points is really great. And no part is really bad. So there are some parts that need some improvement, but that's the case with every app, I guess. And I really like the app and I really like the idea as well. And this is really great. Is this a published app? Yeah, it is. So let me show you the app, send you the app link again. So this is the app link. App link. So you can check out the app as well. Oops. And the developer is also in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And make sure to follow Simone here to get updates and anything basically on the app. Cool, that was the app review part, and I hope that this was useful for you, Simone, and thank you very much for offering your app for this app review, and I hope you learned something along the way. I'm going to share this document with you later and a certificate as well. But yeah, that's basically the app rating part. If you have anything you want to add, Simone, feel free to write in the chat. Otherwise, thank you very much, and we're going to continue with our next topic, which is, and let me disconnect. Which is our Open Focus Timer app. Before I get to that though, let me answer the questions that were written in the chat. So we have first a question from, who was it? There you go. Okay, Nunchi asked, do you normally use NS localized string for localization? The answer is basically no, and the reason for that is that I actually did use that in the past, but then there are two tools that basically I'm using for localization, and the first one is, let me start with SwiftGen. The first one is SwiftGen, and basically what SwiftGen does is, if you go to localizable strings, is you provide some JSON YAML file for configuration, and then it turns your strings files entries that you have in your strings files, it turns them into an enum, and then you can use basically entries like this, l10n apples.count. And that makes your code safer, because you cannot mistype, you cannot, like if you remove a string, the compiler won't work anymore. So it makes sure that your strings files contents and your code are in sync. And this just makes the code safer. And I combine that with a tool that I wrote myself. So this is BodyCrouch. It's an open source tool. I recommend to check that out. And I have written an extensive blog post here, so you can read that as well. It's on my blog. And we're going to ignore that. Where I explain all this thing that I'm currently trying to summarize in more detail. And basically what this does is, with the help of a build script and some configuration, you are able to, let me actually go to the article and just show you the animation at the end, and you will understand what it basically does. So what I'm basically doing is I'm calling bodycrouch.translate, which is just like a simple enum. I'm giving the key and the translations I want to have. And I'm doing it twice here, so you can see basically what I'm doing here. And this is the translation key, which you pass normally into NS localized string. Then I build, and the build, and with the build script together, causes this to be replaced by the SwiftGen entry, l10n. And that's basically how I localize. And internally, it is using NS localized string, but I'm never calling NS localized string directly. Instead, this bodycrouch code, which is basically this code, a Swift file, by the way, which I think we have here somewhere, bodycrouch enum bodycrouch. There you go. This is basically the enum. It just has this translate method that we're calling, and this internally uses okay, this is not technically using NS localized string. How does that work? Method translate. Oh yeah, the SwiftGen uses NS localized string. So the call to the NS localized string is in SwiftGen in the enum that they produce. So that's basically what I do. So that, I hope, answers your question. Links to those frameworks, of course. First, let me share the link to the Medium article here, which has the links to the frameworks as well. But I can also share the links to those frameworks. This is bodycrouch, and we just close SwiftGen. So the description on how to set it up is all on bodycrouch article, so I recommend to read that. So then we had the question from Ergun Cengiz. Hello, how can I improve myself at Swift? What kind of ways should I use? So are you new to Swift? Are you like starting just as an iOS developer? How did you learn so far? Maybe that's the most important thing to know first. One thing that definitely is a great resource is hackingwithswift.com. Another great resource is I experienced 10 months. Okay, so you're not a total beginner. So did you like already develop 1 or 2 apps and you just want to get better? Is that what you're trying to do? Okay, 2 things that I really like is first the Swift forums. So if you really want to learn more about Swift, the best place to learn it and get to a really advanced level is to just follow the discussions on the Swift forums, and specifically the Evolution forum. Yeah, I'm a mobile developer for 2.5 years, but I generally use Flutter, but I want to develop with Swift. I see. So in the Swift forums here, you will learn a lot of things about Swift. But I guess this is not for beginners. So if you still feel like a beginner, probably this is more for advanced, more experienced people. But also for them, just a hint, you can basically find the future of Swift here. For example, distributed actors is a feature that will be added to Swift soon. And you can also find the Swift Evolution. If you just search for Swift Evolution, you can also find this website where you can find all the changes to Swift that are going to come, and that way you really become a like cutting edge Swift developer. But I guess just to improve, obviously you need more experience, so you need to just implement more features and things like that. But I think you should learn maybe about architecture. So architecture is definitely something you should learn more about, and it really depends though in which direction you want to go. If you want to learn more algorithms and things like that, obviously you need to implement them. If you want to just become a better iOS app developer, I think you need to improve on many levels. Basically, you need to improve on user experience, like how can you improve your app from a user's perspective. So how like UI improvements and things like that. And there are many things you can search about user experience that you want to learn. Then you could, if you just want to improve your coding skills, I guess you should probably maybe try actually developing an app in the open, so you can basically get feedback and you can mostly share. So one tip that's actually given by Paul Hudson here on Hacking with Swift, when you go to their learning thing, maybe you already did that. If you didn't do that, maybe you want to check that out as well. He has a really great course. It's a free course on SwiftUI, and it consists of 100 challenges basically. And there are some rules, and basically one of the rules is first, every day you spend 1 hour reading or watching SwiftUI tutorials or writing SwiftUI code. And the second one, that's maybe something that's going to improve you as a developer, is every day you post about your progress to the social media site of your choosing. Tell people. You can go on Twitter, you can go on like Medium, you can go to dev.to and just write about what you've learned. And then you can also read others who have learned. And that's basically something you can do. And if you want to have something very specific that I can recommend to you is basically subscribe to iOS developer newsletters. I'm going to search for it basically here, but you will see multiple newsletters here. One that I can definitely recommend is the one from Dave Werver. He basically writes about basically he's reading a lot of blog posts about iOS development, and he just links to those that he thinks are really nice. And what you can do is you can just browse the archive. You can just read the older issues, and you will find a lot of topics there and a lot of blog posts and things like that. And if you want to know which blog posts he's basically reading, he actually has this also provided in the iOS dev directory. So if you just search for iOS dev directory, you'll find by different sections and things like that. For English language, for example, development blogs. These are all blogs about Swift development, and they are basically sharing their learnings. And for me, that's what like my main way of learning, except for WWDC itself. So WWDC, obviously, if you don't know about that, it's Apple's worldwide conference every year, and you'll find a lot of really good session videos here, which you can learn from also on many different topics. So those are the things where you can learn. Blog posts here, the 100 Ways of SwiftUI, and WWDC as well. And just post about it and get active in the community, and you'll learn. That's how you found me. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So you have a lot of resources there to learn from as well. I will struggle with things like multi-threading and concurrency. It's with all of us. We all struggle with that, and don't think that every iOS developer knows everything. I'm, for example, streaming, and I am now I have a decade of iOS development experience. I still struggle with many things. Development in the end is not about knowing everything at all times. It's more about knowing how to read things up and knowing how to debug, knowing how to figure out things that you don't know yet. That's much more important. Cool. I hope that was useful. And now we're going to get back to the open focus timer, but because I'm already talking nearly 2 hours, I'm going to make a quick break here. And I'm just going to progress here to the break, and I'll be back in 3 minutes. See you in 3 minutes. Okay, let's continue. So our focus timer, we were working on it last time, and let's go to the summary document actually from last time. so we know where we were at. And no, this is not the right one. This is it. And the progress we made last time is we simplified some code. Basically, we did some code refactoring. We simplified some bindings where we had to do a lot of glue code between view and model, and we basically simplified it a little bit. Then we worked on a core data issue that we had when saving the reflection text relation. So reflection feature basically is we want to track our time, and then after tracking is basically finished, we want to summarize the session for ourselves with the progress, the blockers, the learnings, like we do here in this Notion document. And we wanted to save those fields into the database, and there was an issue that we fixed there. We did have a problem with SwiftUI previous not working even after 1 hour, and that's the other thing we did is try to figure out why SwiftUI previous were not working. And we did trial and error there, and we couldn't figure that out. We did learn though that we have to call the binding in the reducer to get that working, so that's a TCA specific thing. We forgot something there. And SwiftUI previous might fail with some cached shim file error. In that case, you just need to delete that shim file, and you can find more about it here. The next steps we wrote down is make SwiftUI previous work again, so still getting this done. Then we want to show the data of currently running timer after the app restart, because when you restarted the app, the current running timer's data wasn't being shown. Then do not save any reflection strings that are empty. That's what we're currently doing. We're putting like empty strings into the database, which we can just delete. And we have many warnings in our app because we just created warnings for things that are to-dos, and we should just get some of them done. So let me copy these things here. Let's create a new document for today. This is open focus timer R9. And these are the next steps we want to do. And let's actually get started with making SwiftUI previous work. And there is something new there because I think I closed it already. But I can probably find it here. Okay, maybe not now. Wait, twitter.com, and then let's go to my profile because it's in there. Basically, I posted about the issue we had last time. We couldn't get the SwiftUI's to preview to work, and actually, Niklas below, shout out to him, was kind enough to have a look into this and found some things that we could try out. Basically, you could get the previews to work after he commented out the calls to focus timer in both the store and the reducer, and after applied the hack mentioned in this Stack Overflow post here. So this is the Stack Overflow post. I'm not really sure what the hack is, because they're basically saying that there's a bug in Xcode without a workaround. Just submitted an Apple bug report, also posted a detail. Yeah, but we will try out basically to try to figure this out. So I will have a look into this. And let's open the project first. Here we go. By the way, Nunchi, I had mentioned body crouch before for like the translation question you had. And I actually had a stream where I live streamed how I worked on body crouch. So if you want to check out my YouTube channel as well, let me just give you a link to it. Basically, in my YouTube channel, I have the old videos where I worked on body crouch. So if you want to see me developing and making a new release of body crouch, you can find that online too. Red Fleet, hey, how it's going? Niklas Billow is me. Cool, welcome Red Fleet. Cool to have you here. Niklas, or let me just call you Niklas, if that's fine with you. Cool that you're here, so maybe you can answer the question. The thing that I was not clear is you did mention that after applied the hack mentioned in the Stack Overflow post. Which hack do you mean? What's the hack here? Got this error. This post helped me to get to the bottom. I deleted a default class that is generated. Okay, deleting default classes. Is that the hack you were talking about? So my best guess, actually, after reading that, is that because we have in our model here, we have this core data model here, which has the different entities here. And for the entities, we did define that basically the code is generated. I don't know where exactly it's telling me. But I think it's, yeah, here, code generation. Basically, it says that it's generating the class definition for us, which is cool. And if we go to category extension, and I just click on that category, and I try to jump the definition, it doesn't work. Do we have category anywhere else? Anyhow, we could also just click here. That's basically the generated file, but I think that there's more to it. I saw actually, where we called into that, I saw the code. Nope, I think it should be it should be somewhere in the Stack Overflow post when you scroll up. Okay, so the question they have here is actually SwiftUI doesn't work. On Swift package when have another Swift package as dependencies. Okay, interesting. Workaround for both iOS and macOS. That's the workaround, I guess, then. So they are doing this my module thing. So what is this code exactly doing? Let me copy this out because this is not really readable in here. Just put it here. Let's just re-indent. Why all these empty lines? Okay, so they are extending bundle, saying my module, the name of your local package prepended by local packages for iOS and package name for macOS. You may have same package name and target name. Package name and target name are the same, yeah. No, it's not the case actually. My package is called Open Focus Timer. There you go. And my targets are not called like that. But they are doing my resource URL, current bundle identifier self, bundle URL. Looks like it's just a path issue. It's the strange foundation.bundle extension. Okay, this is definitely something we could try out, but before I get to that, I want to first try out some things, some ideas I had, what this actually might be. I'm just going to comment out this code. Because I think this answer was given before there was package.module, right? 21 actually. And package.module, when was this added? Swift Evolution. So resources. Package manager localized resources, package manager resources. Added in Swift 5.3. Swift 5.3 released. When was that? February 9th, 2021. But that's 5.5.3. This was already 2020. So it was already out when this was answered. So maybe this is still an issue. If you try to preview the timer view in Xcode, you should get the strange error messages as last time, but there is also a button to generate a more detailed error report where you can find the actual error messages. Let me try that out. So let's go to the timer feature and then, oops, timer feature view or timer view. Try building first. And let's resume. We're getting the error, and you say that there is a button here somewhere to get more. But there is also a button to generate a more detailed error report. So you mean this one here? And which file do I now have to read? This one? Errors. Is it the logs? The crash logs, maybe? Here we get it. So focus timer running. Unrecognized selector sent to instance. So that's, I think that's what you also had tweeted about. Let's first see what we have. Maybe we are actually calling something that's not existent. So do we have the running anywhere? We do. Do we have running even in a database? Focus timer running. Yeah, there should be a running field there. And we're setting running to running, and running is a boolean. Maybe it has to be a number. Anyways, this shouldn't be, we shouldn't get that error then. What if we comment out that field? Also, does it say where exactly this is getting called? Focus timer or running? Now, let me open that file properly. Do. I just comment out all running. Is it the running field specifically, or is it overall any field? Try to build that. Build succeeded already. I didn't expect that. Let's try again. I think it's because of the .mocked focus timer instance in the previews. Maybe. I thought that too last time, and I did try changing these things here, specifically this managed context, but oh no, this is not the right mocked. I'm not talking about that. You mean this one? Yes, you mean like when we call this, it's happening. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when we call this, it's causing that. But still the question is it just the running field, or is it the whole model? What's like the issue? That's what I want to know. Because I want to fix it in the like at the place where the root cause is. I really don't want to have a workaround there if I can prevent it. So let's try that first. So it does not work. Let's see if it still says it's the same error. So we have the crash logs. Okay, we have multiple now. The last one is this one here. And it still says running. Okay, let me search again. We're also reading running. Let's remove that. Let's do it like this. Let's just say true. Let's try again. How are you doing otherwise, Niklas? How are things going for you? Probably all core data related fields. That's exactly what I want to know. Either it's an issue with the connection to core data, or it's actually because of NS number, boolean, something like that. We never know. And I just want to double check that it's actually not the field itself, but it's the whole connection. And once that is confirmed, there we go. Okay, timer ran out, duration in seconds also doesn't work. Basically, it still timer run out, duration in seconds. It's also an NS number field. It could also be related to all NS number fields. Do we have any other fields? This is a boolean. Okay, this is actually a boolean. Okay, I guess it's the connection to core data then. In that case, let's change back changes we've made here and here. Let's just discard them. Instead, I'm gonna try to just not use a real model in SwiftUI preview. Let's see if that fixes it. So if we don't have this call to mocked here, now can we prevent that? If our initializer, if this was optional, for example, yeah, let's make it optional. And now we just use nil here. With this build, probably we need to fix some other code now. Having a great day so far, thanks. Cool to hear that. How's like your, not just your day, but how's it for you overall? Are you in Germany? What is your current project? Are you working on that T app? Is that what you're currently working on? Thank you for following Damn YT. Thank you very much. I hope that this content is somewhat useful. We don't need that anymore. We just pass nil. It's not building like I expected. And we need to now, let's just do this everywhere. Or actually no. Okay, I need to do more code changes to get that out. Let's try it differently. I just want to quickly test out without core data if that would fix the preview, but I'm pretty sure it would fix the preview because the issue lies inside this core data connection. So you said you could get it working by using that workaround. Let me read your post again. There are two errors. First, it crashes because of this. So there seems to be an issue related to loading core data stuff. Also encountered an issue on using target resources and SwiftUI previews, basically this issue. Okay, I got the previews to work after I commented out any calls to focus timer in both the store and reducer and after applied the hack mentioned. Yeah, still in Germany. I'm working on the T app, Steeped, right now. Meanwhile, I'm also waiting for a parcel of tea I ordered that should arrive today. How did you come up with that idea? And is that like for tea lovers, or is it, do you have like some other motivation to do that app? Are you a tea lover? And is there like, well, for what reason should everyone basically be a tea lover too? You can feel free to express and explain that. Right? We can also quickly go to your profile and just show the app off here, which is the Steeped app. So let me add that. Anyone interested in the app, check that out. It's a really cool looking app. But let's get back to the issue. We have 5 minutes left till the next break. So in 5 minutes, I can probably also do the commenting out like you did. But I'm trusting you. So if you commented out all the things and then SwiftUI previews worked, this means that the connection is broken. And the question is, how can we fix the connection? One idea could be that code from that workaround code that we found online, which is in this file now. So they are just changing the bundle. So we could maybe try this out just for the previews, right? because it is working properly elsewhere. But for the previous, we could just try this out. And I don't see anything weird going on here. Current bundle finder. But where do we need to place this code? This is just a bundle reference, probably in our persistence controller. So in our persistence controller, we are referencing basically the model and doing all those things. I wonder, by the way, because I've read in here or elsewhere, I'm not really sure, that the issue might be related to auto-generated code, which seems to be available when you run the app, but maybe the auto-generated code is not available when you are in SwiftUI preview. So maybe a proper fix, and I wanted to try that out. Let me copy that code in so we have it, but comment it out. Maybe a proper fix could be to simply not code generate this anymore, and instead just use manual mode. In that case, we have to obviously provide more code, and more specifically, I'm just going to place it here. I'm guessing that the code will not work anymore. So if I build it now, it will say that there is no focus timer. So we have to define it ourselves now. It's basically an app for tea enthusiasts and those who want to get into the world of tea, like a community marketplace all about tea. So I can also learn about why tea is so great in the app itself. I mean, I am very interested in Japan, and Japan has a high, like there are many people who are really tea enthusiasts, at least I think so. And I've actually, like the best teas I was drinking so far were all from Japan. I think there are many sorts of green tea, and I really like them. Especially if you're on the streets in Japan, you find vending machines all over the place, and they always have these different sorts of tea. And the difference to like European tea is they are not sweetened, and I really like that. You just taste the tea itself. And if you want to buy tea here, it's always sweetened. There's like sugar in it or some other things, and then you just taste the sugar. And I really like in Japan, there's like unsweetened teas, and it's really great, and it's everywhere. I basically drink it instead of water when I'm in Japan. Focus timer is NS managed object. Let's see if it builds already. Now, of course, the fields are missing. I'm not really sure what's the right type for those fields. Just going to try. So I guess this. Okay, let's just go to the database definition. So we have ended at, started at both dates. Ended at the date, started at. I guess it's NS date, but maybe it works magically somehow. Running is a boolean. Then we have focus topic as a string. Running duration in seconds is an integer 32. Timer runout duration in seconds. Also in 32. And pause count is in 16. See if it builds now. No, it does not, because these are required to have an initial value. Okay, so I think they are all, like in the generated call, they are all optional. Maybe that will fix it. In 32 must be wrapped to value, so maybe these are not. And then the initial value could just be 0. Just trying to get building, and it's not building because must. Okay, so a quick break here. getting some fresh air and stretching a little bit. I can recommend that to everyone also who's watching and sitting all the time. So we'll be back in 2.5 minutes. Okay, I'm back, and I can clarify now also. At the start of the stream, I was late to the stream. I'm also sorry for that. I was late to the stream because we had 2 big explosions or bang sounds here in Karlsruhe, or around here where I'm living. And now it turned out to just be in a supersonic aircraft that basically caused those sounds. And we were really, I was really concerned what these sounds are in these times. You really don't know what these things can mean. And I guess it's also related to these times. And basically, this article says that they've been doing some, military tests and things like that. And that was the sound, so nothing too bad. Anyways, let's continue. So let's go back to the code. So we're trying this out. Value of optional type focus timer must be unwrapped to value of type focus timer. What's the problem here? Let me check. Changed anything? Not really. We changed the code generation. I didn't change the code here. Oh, the initializer. Okay, we're missing an initializer. To this here. The value of type per focus time has no member type progress points. Oh, the relations are missing. Makes sense. Okay, we have to add them as well. Can I copy them somehow? Nope. So, learnings, next steps. We have learnings, which is, I believe, an NS ordered set of text entry. And categories. Oh yeah, it's not generic type. We have next steps, problems, and progress points. Okay, still failing. Has no member typed progress point. But that's our extension here. This is extending it. Oh, I see. So it's actually an optional. In the generated code at least. Now we can delete the values. And the categories are actually not ordered. And the pause count also is not optional, so I guess the numbers are not optional. Maybe also the running was not optional. Build is failing still. Do we have a field named completed? Did we skip that? Nope. Completed. If ended at is not nil. Does not remember play. Why does it say that? We do have it. Okay, let's switch to model. Actually, let's try to build that first. Oh, okay. All type is not public. And I guess all fields maybe should be public as well. Let's use multiple cursors here. Like this. Oops. Now it's building, and now let's get back to the timer feature. And the timer view. Let's build that as well. Cool. Okay, now we don't have the focus timer generated model. Instead, we're using a different one. I'm saying something's wrong with the mocked one. It's just calling into init, and I guess the init method is missing. Let's just call it like this. Let's try build again. Oh, we need one with context. Managed object context. Actually, they name it context. Okay, you know what? We will try to fix it in the mocked. Okay, now builds. What? Whatever.
I'll tell you the truth.
Why is it ambiguous? Be clear. Let me actually try this. I want to see if it's related to the auto-generated code that maybe is not properly linked in SwiftUI previews, or if it's something else. It's saying open focus on model. Unable to find bundle named open focus timer model.
Remember all the happy times we had?
This actually reads like the extension that we had there in the persistence controller. This one here might actually help fixing it because it somehow fixes the path. I will use the persistence controller though. Here.
Alright. I'll tell you the truth.
And I will only include it in debug mode. What's the issue with this Stack Overflow post? Like, what's the issue with the Stack Overflow post? I don't quite get what you mean. Bundle name iOS, local packages, and then and then target name. My target name is model. Okay, now we have this my module, and I'm going to call this differently. Let's call it SwiftUI preview workaround module, just to make it clear what this is for. Cannot convert expected argument type any class. Do you need an any class? Okay, let's define something here. Let's call it token, module token. It's built. Okay, that's built. Now I'm going to use this. Should we use it at all times? Will it work also on the app? That's like the question. Or do we only need it for SwiftUI previews? I will use it for every time for now. So we have bundle module. We'll just replace this with SwiftUI preview workaround module. And yeah, let's try it out again. Build. Let's see if it builds first. It does. Now let's try SwiftUI previews. Still not working. What's the issue now? Unable to find bundle. Okay, something is wrong with the bundle's path. Local packages model, package name model. Oh yeah, we are building for macOS, and package name is actually it's open focus timer. Let's try that. Oh, this looks different. We didn't get this before. So maybe it's fixed. But I'll get the hopes up quite a way. Something is improved now. Let's report again. Okay, we have a different message. Message sent failure to send layer host message agent. This is definitely a different error. And I think you had mentioned that there are 2 errors. So maybe the first one is fixed now. This says failure, unable to find bundle resources. Okay, same error basically, but elsewhere. Where's the resources? Here we go. So do we have... So basically we have to replace any call to bundle.module. We have it in multiple places. Let's replace the bundle with our weird extension, but we need to put it elsewhere then. Or just for now, let's just copy it here as well. Anywhere in this place, and now we just call SwiftUI preview blah blah blah. And we need the same for assets as well, right? see, yeah, same for assets as well. Do we have that even? Params bundle? Let's try out. Okay, here it works, but on the assets it did not work. Are we using custom one? Yeah, we're using custom one. Oops. Okay. And we don't need this here. Let's just run SwiftGen again. Now we have changed these modules here and added the code there. Let's try once more. There was a shortcut for rerunning SwiftUI previews. It was Option Command P, like preview. Makes sense. Okay, still an issue. Unexpected file new while I'm wrapping an optional value. Where exactly? Oh, you have to rename the things. Obviously here, module name is not the same, so maybe we should make this more dynamic. Can we access the name of the module? Probably we need to access bundle then as well. Anyways, let's just do it manually. So this is called resources. Let's try again. If this works, then I guess we have a blog post basically to write how to fix this and to share with the community, because this is probably going to be a common problem and the bug fix is also really weird. And I might need to deep dive more into the details of this. And obviously I will not write the article live, but we have basically figured it out live in case this works, but we already have the error. Let's get it working first. One step after the other. In focus timer extension 48, we have this error. His progress points is basically let's actually assign an empty area here. Or set, sorry, it's a set, of course. It works. Well, it doesn't look good, but it works. Let's add a padding here. Wow. Finally. Okay, I'm going to try out something else. I want to see if other views work too, because we did create this this focus timer manually, and I just want to know if this is really required or if this is just related to the bundle path issue. Let's just try out a different view which needs different data, and let's try out if this progress here works. Now the preview, I mean, it does not work, but for other reasons probably. Okay, I can try it differently, but let me first save this. So we have created this manual thing. We have that disabled code generation. We have replaced the module one with SwiftUI preview workaround one, which I think already indicates that we need to fix this. Let me just make it even more explicit by adding warning. Find a proper fix for this workaround. And the same for here too. Cool. Well, we can commit that, but we should probably clean up the implementation a little bit, because it's just copied out. So the name of your local package prepend with for iOS and package name for macOS. I really don't like these names. So bundle name iOS. Name Mac. I guess macOS is fine. I don't like that style. It's definitely not a beautiful fix or workaround. Yeah, it's not, but to be honest, if it works, we can basically continue working with it until either I find or someone in watching this can find like a proper fix, or there's just a fix by Apple. And then, I mean, maybe it's just a linking issue in Xcode, and then we could also report it with both the issue and the workaround. I mean, also, one thing that I definitely should do is I should definitely give this workaround a plus here, but I'm not signed in. I don't have an account here, but I will send this. I will bookmark this. I will just keep it open. I will give that a plus, or maybe just everyone in the stream. Feel free to give this a thumbs up. So let me just post it here as link. And thank you very much, Niklas. Really saved me a lot of time. Bundle should. How long did it take you to figure this out? Bundle should be present here when running appears from package. Path to candidates. Candidate URLs, I would call this. Path iOS, macOS. Can I do warlet? Or like warlet candidate? Can I just do forlet? Is there something like that? Nope. Okay, one more break, so I'll be back, and this is not our last. Okay, after this we will get on to our last 25 minutes. I will try to not only fix the SwiftUI preview, but also do something else, so see you in 2.5 minutes. Time is up, and we're back. So, let's get this going. They're just flat mapping because it could be, because it's an optional. I don't really like this code, so let's do some refactoring here. Probably an hour or so. Here's some, so that was my question, how long it took. Here's some background about the bundle.module property that's faulty with previews. Xcode basically automatically generates the foundation of bundle extension in a file called resource_bundle_accessor.swift, but the implementation in there does not work with SwiftUI previews, so we have to provide our own implementation to work around it. I see. And that's the, what is bundle.module? I see. Yeah. Audio token self resource URL is optional. So this is like, let's just make it explicit. This is a area of optional URLs. And then you could just go where candidate URL is not nil. Then we don't need this. And we can just call bundle path iOS. I think this is already a bundle, right? This is a URL, I mean. Now we can just return. So they're doing both? Why are they doing both? Like, can I not just check which platform we're in? I don't want to mess with this code because I don't 100% understand it. But I think they're basically returning the first. That's not... Okay, so not both of them exist. They're just going into map bundle init with URL. Now they're doing bundle init. Oh, I see. Okay, they're trying to create a bundle, so it's like guardlet bundle, and then bundle path iOS. Now they're using this style. I really don't get it. I don't like any of these styles, to be honest, but let's be consistent here. So either it's this, then we return bundle, or we return bundle with bundle path macOS. Now we just return if let guardlet if let bundle is either this bundle or that bundle, think this will not work. No, it does work. I still don't like the implementation. We should go for like if iOS, etc, etc. And I guess this is fine. Fatal error, unable to find bundle. Maybe we should just fall back to bundle.module. Okay, I like this a little better. And let's just copy that to the other place as well. So maybe we should extract it. Can we extract it? Yeah, we can. Just have to specify the name of the... Okay. So I'm going to make this a utility. And let's just call it bundle extension. And for extensions, I like to put them into a folder called extensions. So we're saying if debug, then we're going foundation.bundle, and I want to have this static func fixed module, and we are going to link to the Stack Overflow post. I think it's basically, this is the question, this is the answer. Workaround for accessing bundle.module, or for making work in SwiftUI previews. Let's see. Okay, now we can just call fixed module, and we have to pass the name of the target, and we'll get back a bundle. And the implementation is pretty much this. And some target name set here. The fallback. I think we need to provide the fallback explicitly. Fallback to module bundle. Module bundle. So this is basically that, and I think if that works and falls back to the module, then I think we should be able to keep that long term as well, and also not debug only. And actually this is wrong now. You have to pass in also any type. So type from module, t.type, I think, or any object of type, and any class, any object. Any object of type, I think. Not 100% sure. This is a weird one, so let's document it. So target name, the name of the target in a package .swift manifest file. Type from any type, any class type. From inside the target module bundle. Would this work like this? Probably not. Pass bundle.module here to fall back to it in case the workaround. And figure out the path to the module bundle. Returns the bundle of the target to the path. That works. UI previews 2. The question is, does this only work in SwiftUI, or is this a solution that also works in like production mode? And that's something that we need to figure out. Because if it works in differently in production, we should maybe do something like if debug. Oh, we can do it anyways. It will not hurt. Debug. Else if. What was that? Else and if. And we do this thing if it's in debug mode, otherwise we just provide back to the module. This should be safe. And I think this can be even further simplified because I don't like that we have to call fixed module like bundle.fixedModule. Instead, I want to have a call to bundle.module.fixed or SwiftUI compatible or something like that. Because then we can only call this where bundle.module is available, and we can just make this do nothing in case, and this also automatically like includes the module itself. I do like this, yes. So we're turning this into a non-static function. I'm just renaming this to SwiftUI compatible. Workaround for making work in SwiftUI previous, exactly. Now we don't need the module bundle anymore because it's just self. Target name and type from module. Do we need to type from module? I guess yes. It's going to be having some names there. Is it going to fail because module is not going to? I think the reference to module is still there, just that the path is different. So we might even be able to read the module from it. Let me try that out. So I think it looks like we're just going to fix this issue in the stream, but it's interesting anyways. So I'm going to try to figure out bundle for resource URL. I think we still need the type from module, but the target name we might be able to figure out. So if this is a function, so do we have self.bundle path, full name of the resource bundle? Do we have like the name? Maybe not. Okay, let's keep with this solution and we can still simplify it later. So we no longer need this though, this is for sure. Instead we just say return self. And this does work. And then I also want this to Be different on each platform. So if you're on iOS, I just want to create this one. If you're on macOS, this one. Can we not check our platform? If how's this? Check which platform we're on in Swift. Something like this. So if iOS, watchOS, tvOS, I'm going to figure it out this way, else that way. And this is just our bundle path. And we can do the same thing at the top here as well. Maybe we can simplify this by going macOS and else. Just switching them around. Okay. Same here. Actually, this is the same thing. Okay, we don't need that actually. And I'd like to change this a little bit, appending path extension bundle. And now we don't need to try it twice. And as we're returning the first one here, that matches basically, that can create this. We can also simplify this for loop and just say candidate URLs first, where, and then we will get always a URL, which is our candidate URL. And we can also, before doing that, just compact map. So we remove basically every entry that is nil. Can I do the /self? And then first matching, does this compile? Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do it with key paths, but for sure we can do it like this. And then the first one that basically, and then we also have candidate URL no longer like that. And actually compact map returns an array containing, okay, I think that's fine. The first word, now we have to return a bool. Actually, let's turn them all to URLs. Let's compact map candidate URL. So compact map, come on. Compact map returns an array containing the non-nil results of calling the given transformation with each element of the sequence. We don't need to actually. Okay, let's return back. So for this, we're basically filtering all the ones that are non-nil, and then the first candidate URL where we can append this, and this one basically is not nil. We basically want to have the first entry, and we also want to have the URL. We want to map it also. We don't really want to map all of them. I mean, we could map all of them, Okay. This is not the most performant one now, but I prefer it for readability, so compact map. Now we have candidate URL. And now we basically get the first. Okay, so we get an optional here still. Okay, I don't like this. Waste of time. Just wanted to rewrite it and make it simpler. This doesn't work anyways. Okay. We could compact map here actually. How can I back reference? Okay, just 3 minutes left. Ooh, let's keep it simple. Okay, then we can just keep it also as is here. Okay, SwiftUI compatible. This needs to be public, so we can access it from anywhere. And then we have to go to the persistence here. Do we have access in model to utility? Nope. Let's add it. Now we should be able to import utility and just say bundle.module.SwiftUI. SwiftUI compatible. Target name is model. The type from module, and we just need any class now, which can just create a token class. This should compile now. We have some issues here. Utility. Your typo? Not really. Cyclic dependency. So model is on utility and utility on model. Is that so? Oh yeah. You know what, I'm going to copy the implementation. I'm just going to keep that duplicated, but at least the code is a little improved. Okay. And then we have to replace the self with bundle.module. And the module token is still here. Let's remove the cyclic dependency. And let's build persistence again. model. Let's see if that works. You see the target name needs to be changed to model. Yeah, we're ending soon. I just see that if debug is the first one to indent with. Okay, indentation is really weird. There you go. This looks more correct. Okay. There's many things in this code that I don't like. But it's a workaround, and we'll delete it anyways. So also it's if debug here, so why do I need it here again? I need it everywhere, not just if debug, so we need to remove this. And this is, yeah, now it looks better. Could still be a call that is not static, then we can actually say self here. Module token is provided here. SwiftUI. Okay, compatible. Let's copy the text though. Compatible. SwiftUI previews compatible. Let's target name. Let's still make it a little more improved. Target name, so we have to change it to only one place. And the package name. So now we should be able to call module.SwiftUI compatible. Previous compatible. Cool. And this same thing. Maybe we can do it this way. Does it compile? No. Must not contain stored properties. Sure. There we go. This is now the extension. I'll remove it from here. And we'll add it here too. Bundle next. Again, let's add it to extensions. There we go. Let's move it out in here as well. bundle text. There we go. The name of the model is model, that's correct. But here it's not correct. Here it's resources. Now we'll add a warning. Because we want to extract this to one place and reuse with package name, target name, and module token provided. So we can at some point maybe extract it, but for now I'm going to keep it as is. Redeclaration. So is module actually importing resources? Do we need to provide different names here now? Maybe we just make it internal, but it is already internal. Invalid. Ah, it's invalid because we have it here too. Yeah, true. Now it should work. And for the SwiftGen stuff, need to change this to module dot SwiftUI previous compatible. And likewise in the SwiftGen file here, let's regenerate. Let's go back and build. Now module builds, model I mean, resources should build as well. Now back to the timer feature. And timer view. Does it build first? Yes. Does the SwiftUI previews work? No. You forget something? Open focus timer model is not there. We did not have this before. Did we commit? I hope we committed. Reset reflection, we did not commit before. Okay, anyways. Okay, I will try to fix this now and then I will end the stream. Message on failure for send preview instance message to so in here we're calling SwiftUI previews. This is now my refactored variant of that. Let's see all the changes. So we have changed this here. Looks good to me. This looks good to me as well. That's fine. We no longer need this. Looks good. This looks good. This too. Oh wait, this is in resources. Yeah, it's named resources. You don't need this module token here. Looking good. This is not clear yet if we really need that. I'll check later. Well, let's actually unstage these two. And this is looking good. So let's try again. Timer view. Build. And let's run the previews again. Okay, it does work now. That's cool. Really weird. Even in the previews, it has this really high height. But it's working now, so I will commit this. So add implement workaround for getting bundle path fix SwiftUI previews workaround, and let's also link to that. Basically we applied this here. And thanks to, we have to thank Niklas, of course. Can I find him quickly on GitHub? Let's just thank him here. Okay, Swift format is doing some changes to our code, which is fine. Let's amend that to the commit. And I'm going to push the one. And then I'm going to actually try without this. So let me just open this file. Commit this out. Go to our model. And make this generate that class definition again. Now timer view, build. Now we'll run the previews. If that works, then the path is the only issue and we don't have to find a class, but we are having an error. It says this mock doesn't work. Why not? It should actually work. Building fine here. The preview rate does continue. So I guess it's not related to this at all. I will just discard all these changes, and I guess that we have fixed our SwiftUI preview in the timer view, and because it's not related to the database things, I think it is now fixed everywhere else too. And let's quickly check that. So we have the timer view. We have reflection view. What about that? We have to switch to the reflection feature, of course. Build and rerun the previews. Nope, not working. Actually, maybe the timer view only works because we haven't cleaned project. I will clean build. I will actually even clean build totally. So let's close Xcode. Let's open dev cleaner. Let's clean the derived data folder. Open the project again. now I'm interested. If timer view. Okay, it has to first check out the dependencies. Let's go to the timer feature. Let's build timer feature. The build already failed. Let me retry. Okay, I think it looks good. Let me start the preview here as well. Moment of truth. Yeah, it doesn't work. And it's again saying the same. So we do actually need to do the code generation fix as well, which I want to delete it. But that's now for next time. So next time we'll do that properly. Actually, because we had that code already, I might also just look it up from the stream and just copy and paste it between the streams. So before next time, so we don't have to bother with it next time again. Yeah, I will think about that later, but that's that for today's stream. And let's summarize what we did here. So we fixed the SwiftUI preview issue with, and again, this workaround basically. This workaround. Learning was, basically one learning is where basically that generating SwiftUI diagnostic reports has details on the failure in the crash logs. This was definitely learning, and also obviously we learned this here, and we learned that auto generating classes for core data models doesn't work with SwiftUI previews. Independent from this issue, we also had this issue, and this is basically what we need to fix next time. So make sure your previews work. What's missing is basically change all core data models from auto-generated to manual classes, and then we can try to continue with other features. That's basically the first thing we'll fix next time, so the SwiftUI previews fully work again. And problem blockers, Swift Xcode cache made us believe the issue can be fixed with only part of changes, but cleaning showed the truth. The auto-generated code still doesn't work. There we go. This is the summary of this stream. And next stream is going to be next week on Wednesday, and we will have another app review there. So there's already one planned for that. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope the app review at the beginning of the stream was somewhat useful, both to the developer and also to others. And I want to thank everyone who has joined the stream, who has written in the chat specifically, and also everyone who followed today. I wish you all a nice day, nice evening, wherever you are, and see you next week. Don't forget to follow me on Medium, on Twitter as well. You'll find all the links in my About page. I'll see you. Bye bye.